The third and final altcoin of the day that I've chosen to showcase to you today is going to be a bit of Iota. Really quite interesting stuff coming through here, guys. Just because, yes, we're not quite all-time high levels in terms of this trend, but what I would say is massive trend line coming down like so from all-time highs there, but also symmetrical triangle chart pattern coming down from this lower high. You can see after that, we've just been setting lower high after lower high after lower high. Not the best scenario, but we have got the validation for that because we've got higher lows being set, creating that upward slope and support line, and creating that downward slope and resistance line, creating, yes, you guessed it, symmetrical triangle. We are at the top of an uptrend, so it's a bullish pennant chart pattern, so it's an indication that we're going to break to the upside, guys. Really quite nice if we can do that. Now, in terms of measure moves for this potential trade, this is going to be big. This is going to be juicy. This is where money is made in terms of these long swings, guys. We're going to be above all major moving averages, obviously speculatively speaking on where we're going to break here in terms of this trend line, but it's definitely something to be looking out for. In terms of percentages there, hello money. 26.29% is going to be the major resistance to be looking out for, because that is obviously the trend line down from the all-time high. But in terms of completion of the measure move, around 31.13%. But as I said, that I would probably be leaving the trade at 26.92% there. Now, in terms of other take profit points to be looking out for, guys, because you know the score, we stagger our take profits all the way up, planning for any sort of reversal coming through there. As you can see there, first take profit would be around this, probably around this $1.49. Second take profit around this $1.62. And then obviously riding that wave all the way up to the top. So yeah, definitely a breakout scenario to be looking out for there. In terms of what we are seeing here, the volume, we're seeing the volume actually trend down really quite well. And when we're seeing it trend down, guys, it basically is an indication here for a nice breakout in the volume. Note, that's the RSI. For a nice breakout in the volume for the future, yeah. For the future there. So yeah, definitely something to be looking out for. And if that is going to correlate with the charts here, we're going to be looking at basically another bounce point coming through there. So really not too bad for Iota right now. And in terms of the RSI, we're really quite central, guys. So that basically means we've got a lot of space for movement. And when I say movement, I mean progression, I mean breakout, I mean 26.92% gain there. Really nice stuff. Let's jump down to the shorter term time frame. This is just exactly why it's claimed my altcoin of the day today, guys. Let me jump down to the shorter term time frame and let's get a bit of a better gauge into what's actually happening here. Wow, interesting. Just looking off the bat here, guys. Obviously, we do have this coming through yesterday. Obviously, this is the November sort of crash, the first sort of crash we've seen in crypto since the start of November sort of scenario, and we have seen obviously quite a big sell-off. We didn't actually come down any lower than the previous dump in October, which is really quite interesting. And this really does make me want to say this, guys. As you can see, this is not candle body close here, guys. This is not candle body close here. This is just wicks to the downside, and then we can see actually nice buying momentum. This is basically just showing that we've got buying momentum from the lower side buying us up. So if we're going to see any sort of sell-off here, we're likely to get bought up fairly quickly in the future. So it's definitely something to be looking out for, and it basically shows a reflection in terms of the confidence for this coin at this point in time. Breakout scenario is looking a lot more likely there for the future. Yes, we do have a bit of a sell-off scenario in terms of the wick there, but it's really not as strong as these dumps, right? It's really not as strong as these dumps. So in terms of reflection on that, you can see these pumps, guys. In terms of reflection on that, it is going to be a lot more buying power on the table rather than the selling power there. So yeah, looking pretty good. I would say things to be looking out for there is going to be... We could do a level of support from these wicks here, because we know that is obviously a correlative zone now. So yeah, if we are going to see this bounce down, we could see basically a micro symmetrical triangle, guys. And when I say micro, I mean smaller than the macro. No, we've obviously got resistance along this trend line here. We've obviously got support here. Higher lows being formed, lower highs being formed. So there could be a little bit of a miniature breakout scenario coming through there. So it's another thing to be looking out for there. In terms of measure moves for that, it would literally be something along the lines of this to the upside there, and it's basically going to probably line up pretty well with this volume weighted ATR band as that comes down. So yeah, it's going to be another take profit point to be looking out for, and that's obviously to the upside. To the downside here, guys, and to be honest, this is still speculatively speaking. We could see us actually come down and fizzle into the end of this symmetrical triangle that we were just talking about, and then the measure move is going to be considerably smaller, guys. It's going to be considerably smaller to the upside and to the downside there. So yeah, really not too bad. Yeah, a couple of things to be looking out for there for Iota. That's going to be your daily update today, and my third and final altcoin of the day.